private?
This is not public land, so this is owned by the YMCA, and the YMCA is asking you can protest out on street land.
This is not open to the public?
This is private property, so I have the right.
I'm asking you a question. Is this open to the public?
This is private property, and the property owner has the right to deny anybody the right to this access. To
I'm going to talk to the officer.
Yep, go ahead.
So just so you know, I have a body camera that is running.
Okay.
The gentleman that property manager, right?
Okay.
Yep.
He does not want you on the private property.
Okay.
You're free to express your message and speak.
Absolutely.
But let me ask you a question. Is this considered public property today?
No, it's not.
Is this a public event?
It is a privately held event by nonprofits.
I'm not talking to you right now. I'm talking to the officer.
The event's open to the public.
Okay, so then
if he chooses not to allow you to
public?
remain on the property.
No, he doesn't have that choice. I already been through this. So.
No, you do have this choice.
No, I've been through this at other pride events. If this is a public event, we are allowed to be on here and express whatever we like to express. As long as we're not causing violence, we're not hitting anybody.
Sir, if I may interject?
Yes.
Please.
Yeah.
So the property, I know it's a public event for which the owners of the property, because it's private property, have allowed to be on here.
Right.
If the owners of the private property don't want you here, you can't be here. However, the sidewalk's right there.
But that would be discrimination against my religious rights.
Okay, it's whatever the private property owner wants.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
If it's open to the public, then it's discrimination against me.
It's a private complex, and the person who owns it can pretty much do whatever they want as far as who they want to be on premise and who they don't.
But once you open it up to the public, it is no more private. The public is allowed to be here.
They're opening up to these people and they're allowing them
to the
be
public.
Here. Yeah,
you're wrong. I'm telling you right now, you're wrong. That will be thrown out of court. Okay. Because this is not quasi-public. There's nobody being charged here to get in.
You own a house?
I've been through the scenarios. It doesn't matter. My house is private property.
Right. This is private property.
But I'm not. If I had an open event into my house for the public, I couldn't discriminate against certain people.
If you didn't want people to be there, if people came and they were disruptive,
that's the thing. That's the issue about public property.
If they ask you to leave, then you leave the property.
That's the issue with having a public event. Unfortunately, the people that are having a public event have to deal with some people that they might not like it because it is a public event. Okay. If it was a private event, they can close that and charge money to come in. But because it is public, anybody can come in here.
It's private property. So
it doesn't matter.
The owners of the property have asked.
It doesn't matter whether they had a permit for this. It doesn't matter. Once you open it up to public.
Okay. Let's say you're right. What's the point of debating this and creating an issue?
Right.
When you want to be on the sidewalk, and that's fair. I think that's fair.
You can be right there on that
It doesn't matter. I'm allowed to be anywhere here. If you shut me out of here, then there's going to be a lawsuit.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. It's just private property. That's it. Okay. They don't want you on the property.
But it's a public event, sir. Why are you sticking up for that? I don't understand that.
Because it is a private.
You're supposed to stand up for the law.
I am.
That's not the law. That is not the law, sir.
Yeah, it is.
Are you a sergeant?
No, my sergeant's nearby.
Yes, I would like to talk to the sergeant, please.
Sergeant, right there.
Hey, Sergeant.
Sergeant. Hi. How you doing?
How are you?
They're trying to say that I have to leave here. It's a public event. It's open to the public. It's private property, though. I understand that, but once you open up private property to the public, no matter who they are allowed in. Even me, even a Christian. So why would they want me to leave?
Because that's what the properties want.
But that's against the law.
Well, you take up with them, I guess.
I am taking it up. That's what I'm trying to. That's why I call for a senior officer to try and settle this to understand that once a private, no matter who it is, they open it up to the public, they have to abide by public law. And the public law is that anybody can come in here. Otherwise, that's discrimination against religion. If I was a black man and I came in here and they said, "No, you can't come in here because you're black," what would happen?
You could stand on the sidewalk as long as you're not obstructing the flow of pedestrian traffic. You could stand there all day.
I understand that, but I'm not doing anything. I'm just a Christian trying to come into an event that's being held by this place here.
What's your first name?
Carl.
I don't want to cause any problems here.
Me neither.
I know you don't want to cause any problems.
But I've been down this road.
I got you. Then you can always take it up with the...
I've done that, and it gets thrown out of court. You know, because it's wrong.
Okay.
You can't make people leave. What would happen if I don't leave? All right. We're just going to hang hang out. I mean, I know they're asking me to leave, but I don't have to leave.
You do.
So, why?
If I go to your house,
You're making this scenario. My house is private property. It's owned by me. I'm not opening my house to a public event. They're opening this to a public event. That allows me to come here. You're missing that.
I understand what you're saying. I'm listening to you.
But you're missing the point. Once they opened up to the public, they're required by law to obey public law.
Where's that? You show me that in writing.
It's the law.
Show me that in writing.
Listen, if you don't think that's right, then I need to talk to somebody else. That's just wrong. So what's going to happen if I don't leave?
You're going to stay right here?
For right now, I'm talking to you. But if I walk around, I mean...
They don't want you here.
Okay, but what if I do?
Carl. You said Carl.
Yes, Carl.
Let's go. Happy meeting.
Happy meeting is I want to be able to have my religious rights. I want to be treated equally. They're fighting for equality. I'm fighting for equality right now, too. So then why can't they see me equal as far as being a public and being right in their eye and being okay to be here?
If I get the owner of the property and they say you can't be here, right? You can't be here.
Why?
Because I don't own it. I don't have the right to own it.
I understand that, but they opened up a public event. They have to deal with the circumstances of that. It's not their choice. By law, it is not. Once you open up a private event to the public, anybody in the public can attend, even a Christian. Listen, you're wrong in that. Okay. Just walked in now. You know, the only people I really converse with you guys. You know? We just want to give the gospel message. You know, we want to warn people about what's going to happen in the end.
Yeah, and you have that right to set opinion, no doubt.
Amen. See, the point is that they don't realize that as being a public event, you can't discriminate against certain people coming in here.
You know, I got a quick question.
Yeah.
So, like a restaurant or, like, say, the library.
Right.
Technically, it's like a public event.
Right.
Do you agree?
Right.
Now, in instance of that, it's also a private property.
Right.
The library is not really private, it's public.
That's
but let's
public.
go to a restaurant,
Right.
it's private property.
Right.
Now, we get called, for instances, to restaurants all the time with people who, either the owner, managers, employees, don't want there any longer.
Okay.
So we go in there and we basically say, hey, listen, the manager, blah, blah, they don't want you any there. We're asking you to leave.
Right.
Right? And then they leave. They have to leave.
Right.
But it's open to the public.
Right.
So how would that be any different than this right here?
Because that's an established business, and it's all according to what has happened there prior. If the owner has told them that he doesn't want them there and they're trespassing, then they have to leave. There would probably be issues whether they stole something or whether they're causing a problem. I mean, violence. I don't know. Yeah. But if you can't just say, I don't like the way that guy looks, he can't come in here.
Yeah.
You can't. You just otherwise you shouldn't open a public business or even a public event. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. But you understand my point that I'm trying to make.
I understand that. When that usually happens, though, usually something prior to that has happened. He came in, he started trouble with the customers.
Disruptive.
Right.
He's seeking to cause disruption.
Right.
He's seeking to rile people up, right?
Or maybe he's panhandling, maybe he's begging for money or whatever the case may be.
All that stuff all the time.
Right.
So the concern is that, I guess, you continuing to be here and then entering in there would cause disruption.
Right.
And I would agree because, right, there's two different sides.
Right.
And hey, yours is just equally as important as far as your rights are as theirs.
Right.
We agree with that.
But the thing is that they have the free will to just ignore what's going on and walk on by. if they engage and they start ignore like a message. If I'm preaching a message, if I'm preaching something out of the Bible, they can just go on their merry way and ignore me. But if they start coming up and causing a problem to where they might be getting violent, which does happen, then the officers have to step in and obey the law.
Well, that's why we're here too. It's not right for them, it's for you.
Right, exactly. Because there are laws that have been established already, basically upon judgments that a preacher, an outdoor preacher, has the right to be heard above the crowd. If there's like this, and I can't get my message across, I have the right to use either a voice amplifier or something like that.
We get people on Asphalt Street all the time who will, and we'll get complaints, but ultimately they have the right to voice whatever opinion that they want.
Right. We were here for the abortion rally last month. I'll tell you what, they were telling me to go home, white man, go home. I mean, but we kind of stood our ground and tried to stay and keep preaching, but it was like a mob of people surrounding us trying to run us out of here. Right. They brought us up to the public square up there in the park,
Okay. I don't know where my start was. Trying to figure something out with the private property issue and whatnot, but we'll figure it out and make sure that it's amicable for everybody. And if there's any kind of issue that you need to seek, I think that would be something against the YMCA and the property here if you really do that. We're kind of just the middlemen.
Right. No, I understand. You're caught in the way.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you're wondering too why there's so many of us out here, like I stated before, it's not only for them but also for you, right?
Absolutely, because there's only a couple of us here. There's nothing to fear from us.
Yeah, right. So
we're not here trying to cause a riot.
We just sometimes people's emotions can flare up. That's why we're doing this here. It needs to be safe.
We've been in Asbury Park where we have to get almost a police escort to get out of here. Get out of there. Spitting on you.
Yeah. Well, your message is very contradictory to the
especially in today's world. We're going to go over here against the fence.
Good. All right. That's fine.
Great dance.